a very revealing show, The Masked Singer.
I know exactly who this is. God.
What is up, everyone? I'm Chris Knight, and you are watching Unmasking the Masked Singer here on The Real Review 3000. We got a lot to talk about. First, we'll go over who we think Group A is and who they are, who's left. And then we'll go over Group B and tell you who we think they are and who's left. And then we're going to go over who do we think is going home tonight. Now, we're really only going to break down two people. One we forgot to talk about on Saturday. I apologize. That's the Yeti. And then we'll be going over the Robopine one more time, because the rest of them, I think we've got them locked down. So let's talk about Group A really quick. I believe the seashell is Tamara Mowry. Again, the no two shells are the same. Tamara Mowry and Tia Mowry, the differences between them is basically a mole on the left cheek of Tamara. And I think that's the clue. That's the give me, is that she's a little different. So I think it's Tamara Mowry. And also the twitches, all that stuff. It leads to one of them, but I'm leaning more to Tamara Mowry. Now the Russian dolls, I'm absolutely certain that it's Hanson. Basically, the jug of milk, that's in reference to their milk commercial, the Garden State stuff. As some of their first concerts were up there. We went over all that on Saturday. Robopine. Oh, my God. Let's just talk about this really quick. I still think it's MC Hammer. Until somebody can give me a direct way that several things add up for Tyrese, I don't think it's Tyrese. Even though it sounds kind of like him, I don't know how MC Hammer sounds when he sings. But he's a pastor, so I think he could sing. But, you know, there's the reference to the 60, the grandkids and the kids, and then telling him that he should have hung it up a long time ago. I don't think anybody would say that to Tyrese. That's what I'm saying. You got four things right there that are lies in Tyrese's clue packages, if that's who it is. And I don't think that's what they're there for. Don't think they want you to have all this stuff that tells you it's somebody else when it's not. That's why I'm leaning to MC Hammer. But you tell me what those four things mean for Tyrese, and I'll buy into it, because it sounds kind of like Tyrese. I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I don't know. This is one that's just really crazy, but it's almost like the Mark Sanchez one now. I'm thinking, when I saw Mark Sanchez unmasked, I was like, there's no way. How in the world does that work? And they went through all those packages, all the clues in the clue package, and it worked for him on every one. So they have to work for the person. And four of those automatically do not work for Tyrese. You put those to Tyrese, I'll buy in. That's all I have to say about the Robopine. I believe it's MC Hammer. Then we forgot to talk about the Yeti. We saw an ice chest. We saw an igloo. We saw berry sandwiches. We saw 3 cupcakes. We saw women warriors or something like that. I think this is Omarion. Basically, the igloo could be a reference to his song Icebox. Then the berry sandwich, his last name is Grainberry, so that could be referencing that. Then I think the 3 cupcakes reference his sisters. He was raised by his mother, the warrior women, his sisters, and his mom, maybe. But it really does seem to work for him. Plus, he knows how to dance. He can sing. He was B2K, or was it B2K, I think? And it really sounds like him, and he dances like that. So, hey, you know, and I don't think Justin Timberlake would do it, because that's the only other person I could think of when I was watching it in here. And I was like, ooh, it could be Justin. I was like, no, those clues don't match for Justin at all. But I'm going with Omarion on that. Let's go to Group B. Group B, really simple, guys. You know, I don't think anything changes here. Piglets, Nick Lachey, Black Swan, JoJo, Chameleon, Wiz Khalifa, and then Crab, Bobby Brown. I'm going to tell you right there, those two, the last two I mentioned, I think are your best options to go home. This doesn't really work for me with the MC Hammer thing because I just don't know how good he can sing. And the last stuff that I've heard him release that he raps at, and there's a difference. There's a distinct difference from his old voice to his new voice. So I just can't see how the voice matches with Robopine. But whoever Robopine is much better than Chameleon and the Crab. So I think the Chameleon and Crab are going home. That's Bobby Brown and Wiz Khalifa. That's who I think. Now, again, I don't totally buy into this being a competition where they get actually voted off based on how good or how bad they do. I think lots of times it's just when it's convenient or when it fits for like the best effect to leave. Like, for instance, how they did Nick Lachey, or not Nick Lachey, but Nick Cannon. And like when they're coming out with a new song or a new album, and it's going to be released next week, that's when they'll get voted off. It's like right there. So it's the maximum publicity for them right then, and it helps them. I think that's why a lot of these guys do it. It's really good for publicity. And I haven't really checked in on Wiz Khalifa or Bobby Brown or any of these other guys actually to see if they've got anything really coming out anytime soon. The only one, to everybody's credit, who is saying Tyrese, the only one who has really something coming out really soon is Fast 9. And that would be Tyrese. And again, I got to have those 4 clues figured out. And I can't put them to him at all. So help me out, guys. If you think that's Tyrese, go look that stuff up. Find that for me, because I'm doing the same thing. I'm trying to find MC Hammer singing. If you find that, give me a link down in the description or down in the comments below. Tell me who you think these guys are. And if you think it's Tyrese, that's fine. But tell me why you think it's Tyrese, and tell me how those clues match up for him. The 60 grandkids, kids, and they've been telling him to hang it up. You give me those, and I'll buy into Tyrese. With that said, I am Chris Knight. This is The Real Review 3000. I'm officially out of here. Please remember to like, subscribe, and never forget to ring that bell. Follow Chris Knight and The Real Review 3000 on these platforms. For email and Patreon, see the description box below. To reach the Ego, use the Twitter handle @TheEgo5150. We would like to thank the generous members of The Real Review 3000. Those members are Jesse Ritchie, JJ, aka SithLord3827, Lady Toriel, Yvette, Abraham Morales, and Anzo of Bigger Ford Entertainment. Thank you for your support and donations that help us at The Real Review 3000 bring you, the viewer, better content. For more information on how to become a member, click the join button below.